Peter, if I mispronounce your last name, is Peter Dabbene? Dabbene.
Yeah.
Dabbene.
You got it right. Dabbene.
All right, that's right. I'm like, this looks like Italian. I can say that. Peter Dabbene is a Hamilton, New Jersey-based writer. His poetry has been featured in Lady Churchill's Rosebud's Wristlet, Zilla, the Journal of New Jersey Poets, Apple Valley Review, and more. He has also published 2 story collections, Prime Movements and Glossalia, as well as a novel, Mr. Dreyfus's Demons. He's currently writing a graphic novel called Arc, which will be published in 2009. So welcome, Peter.
Thank you. First, a quote from Seneca: "All art is but imitation of nature." Second, quote from Oscar Wilde: "Life imitates art far more than art imitates life." If you asked me 10 years ago if I thought my life would be like this, of course I would have said no. Most likely, I'd have shown great disdain toward the idea of playing in what I have then referred to as a glorified cover band. Life is just a series of little decisions, though, and it goes from just trying to keep the dream alive until you get that legendary big break, to one day waking up and realizing that the only reason you're still able to get paying gigs is that you're playing someone else's songs the exact same way they did 3 decades before. It'd be different if the guys in the band we tribute were dead. Even if just the lead singer were dead, this whole endeavor would have more gravitas and less of a cheap Chinese knockoff feel to it. A tribute band is more than just a cover band, but still, I wonder what I would have said about all this 10 years ago. Peeking out from backstage before the intro, I can see it's a lighter crowd than usual tonight. I wonder why. Still, lots of familiar faces out there, and not just the friends and family either. We encourage repeat ticket buyers by offering a frequent concert goer discount. Hey, it's a business after all. It's easy to linger too long on the few new faces in the audience, those rare non-initiates who don't already know the entire set list by heart. I always wonder how the new faces come to be here, and how long they'll keep coming. Tonight, there's a lot on my mind, and it's bleeding through my tribute persona. I'm thinking about how I came to this point, and I'm wondering how much longer I'm going to do this. Lots of people have Hollywood dreams, but I never did. I never wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a rock star. And not rock star in the stupid way guys in suits use the term these days, referring to great athletes or prominent politicians or the standout salesman of the month, but the way it was in the 1970s. Real rock stars, all out, admired for musicianship and creative credibility, and yeah, maybe sometimes for the way they looked in tight jeans. That's what got me started. What would you call it? Envy? Jealousy? I wanted that life. I may not have seen much of the 70s, born January 8th, 1976, but I've got plenty of videos, bootleg and legit, plus tons of rock magazines from the era that pretty much tell me how great it was. My first attempts at stardom were in high school, singing and writing songs in various amateur rock bands and getting some attention from the girls, which only reinforced the dream. By graduation, I had a good band playing around me, but the Seattle scene had burned itself out and MTV seemed to play nothing but rap videos. The outlook for prospective rock stars was bleak. All of the guys in the band went to local colleges except Wes, who became an electrician like his dad. The band trudged on, rehearsing regularly, playing gigs when we could get them. We played in front of talent scouts and agents, some of whom said to keep at it, most of whom said we were wasting our time. Then, seemingly overnight, 4 years had passed and it was time to make a decision. Here's some advice. Never go into business with musicians if you can avoid it. Unfortunately, it's a tough path to circumvent when the business you want into is making music. The guys and I made a 10-year pact after college. We said we'd stick it out that long, play anywhere, do anything, shun 9-to-5 jobs, postpone marriage and kids, live together in a van if we had to be able to say we gave music our best shot. If it didn't work out after 10 years, we'd be free to move on, no hard feelings. At least we'll have tried, we told ourselves. Of course, Wes got married a year later, and even though we had specifically addressed the possibility of marriage in our pact, even though we'd all said that even if any of us did get married, it still wouldn't change things, it did. It wasn't a Yoko Ono breaking up the band thing or anything like that. Wes just started caring a lot more about buying a house and having his own car than he did about the music. Being an electrician started as his temporary career, then became his backup career, and finally just his career. He started to look at us as if we were dumb kids trying too hard to hold on to our childhoods. Karen left me around that time too. She wanted a normal life, whatever that is. I loved her, but everyone knows pursuing your dream requires sacrifices. So I marked that one down on my list of sacrifices made, having convinced myself that when the list grew long enough, the rock gods would deem me worthy of some serious good fortune to even up the scales. Wes left the band 6 months later. We got another drummer, but the number of venues booking live talent was dwindling in favor of DJs and other poor man's substitutes. At the gigs we did get, the owners would request we not play our own songs. Nothing against you guys, they'd say. It's just that people want music they know, stuff they're comfortable with.